Welcome back. The Mississippi man accused of sending ricin-laced letters to President Obama and others is free. Authorities are reportedly investigating whether someone may have tried to falsely implicate Paul Kevin Curtis in the crime. Curtis says he respects President Barack Obama, loves his country, and that he would never do anything to pose a threat. Curtis says this week has been a nightmare. Curtis was arrested last Wednesday.
The last 7 days, staring at 4 gray walls like Green Green Grass a Home tune. Not really knowing what's happening, not having a clue why I'm there. Just being in a state of overwhelm is the best way I can describe it. When you've been charged with something, you've never heard of it, ricin or whatever. I thought they said rice, so I said I don't even eat rice.
Charges were later dropped Tuesday after searches of Curtis's house failed to turn up ricin. A hospital has upgraded Boston Marathon bombing suspect his medical condition from serious to fair as investigators continue to try to piece together what led up to the bombings. Sources say the 19-year-old suspect is pointing to his older brother killed during the manhunt as the mastermind of the bombing plot. And he says the U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan motivated the attack. Meanwhile, more parts of Boston, once a part of a crime scene, are reopening. Shelby Lynn has the very latest.
Boston police say they never let up their desire to catch the suspect in the Boston bombings. In a press conference Tuesday, they detailed the harrowing hours leading up to the capture of Yokar Tsarnaev Friday in a boat in a suburban backyard.
As soon as we had gotten there, we detected movement in the boat. We could see a hand up poking at the top, whether they were trying to, poke a hole in the top, or if they had a handgun, we weren't sure.
The owner of the boat says spotting him inside was surreal.
And I look in the boat over here on the floor, and I see blood. And my eyes went to the other side of the engine box. The engine box is in the middle of the boat. There was a body.
On Boston's Boylston Street, doors open to employees for the first time since the bombing.
We've been here 35 years, and we'll survive, and we'll be, strong.
Allowed back for the first time in 8 days, workers can't help but remember what they went through.
The second bomb went off, and all of a sudden people were just swarming at us, running.
Tsarnaev is hospitalized, and sources say communicating by writing and nodding. He says his brother Tamerlan planned the attack, not an international terrorist group. The older brother traveled to Russia after the FBI questioned him at Moscow's request. Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano answered questions about that trip during an immigration reform hearing.
By the time he returned, all investigations the matter had been closed.
A federal law enforcement official says the elder Tsarnaev was not on a terrorism watch list or no-fly list when he traveled to Russia. I'm Shelby Lynn reporting.
Boston's mayor says the One Fund Boston account set up to raise money for bombing victims has now raised $20 million. Stay with us. Home Team Weather is next.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, your weather leader, WVUA, Alabama's Home Team Weather.
Hey, welcome back on this Tuesday night. We'll start things off with the Tuscaloosa Tower camera looking west down University Boulevard towards the Strip and towards downtown Tuscaloosa. And hey, conditions pretty quiet tonight. Been out and about today. Really nice weather. A great April weather day. And even tonight, we are looking pretty nice out there. We'll check out the temperature map. We're in the upper 60s now. Temperature slowly dropping, but not that fast. We have those higher dew point temperatures tonight, so it's going to keep temperatures up just a bit overnight tonight. Some of the cooler spots, Coleman, Haleyville, low 60s, Jasper as well. Birmingham 67 now, and areas southwest of that, we're talking upper 60s to around 70 over southwest Alabama counties. But the cool spot, Gadsden, reporting 57 at this hour. Southeast satellite radar composite, a little bit of cloud cover earlier this evening. Still some clouds over northwest Alabama. Here comes some rain developing now west of the Mississippi River. That moves our way tomorrow. And again, I think we deal with pretty good soaking as that rain moves our way slowly but surely late tonight and early on Wednesday. Currently clear in Tuscaloosa, upper 60s outside, wind out of the south at around 8 miles per hour. And that's bringing that higher dew point temperature in here. That means it won't be as cool tonight as it has been over the past several nights. Here's that forecast tomorrow. The rain will be around at any time, 9 o'clock in the morning, 64, 70 at lunch, and again, temperatures will slowly fall after lunch. A cold front moves in during that lunchtime hour that will drop temperatures by the mid-afternoon hours back into 60s. And hey, it gets chilly tomorrow night as this cool air west of us takes over. Ahead of the front, we got 70s in New Orleans, behind the front 40s in Dallas, even sub-freezing temperatures over parts of Colorado now. Denver 27. We're not going to see temperatures like that around here, but it will get a little cooler at night. Lows back at the 40s, I think, as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday night. Here comes our cold front right now, just close to the Mississippi River, about to cross the Mississippi River. Lots of rain ahead of it, and even behind that, some snow happening over parts of the Central Plains now, but that's not going to make it towards us. We'll stay dry at least for tonight, but tomorrow's that front, that lifting mechanism gets a little closer to us. Here comes the chance of rain. So again, on Futurecast, look for rain to develop sometime after 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, and a soaking at times. Not going to rain all day, but you will need that rain gear. Then we'll go dry Thursday and Friday, cooler at night. In fact, overnight lows are likely in the 40s by Wednesday night, Thursday night. Here comes the next cold front over the weekend. Scattered thunderstorms become possible. I think on Saturday and Sunday, not going to rain all day, but some rain will become possible. 60 tonight, partly cloudy, mild and dry overnight. 70 tomorrow, lots of cloud cover. Rain will become likely at any point during the day tomorrow. Chance for rain 60%. Thursday, Friday, we'll go dry. Temperatures top out in the low 70s on Thursday, upper 70s on Friday. Lots of sunshine Thursday and Friday. Again, there's those cool overnight lows down to the mid to upper 40s at night there. But over the weekend, it gets rather muggy and warm. Temperatures top out in the upper 70s to around 80 over the weekend. Some scattered storms will become possible Saturday, Sunday. Even on Monday and Tuesday, the pattern will continue to be rather unsettled. By the way, here is our Tuscaloosa Toyota Fishing Game forecast, home of the lifetime warranty. Best activity for Wednesday happens just after lunch at about 2 p.m. In fact, good activity expected then. As always, you check out the forecast on the radio, Moody Radio, 88.9 FM.
All right, thanks a lot, Richard. What's going on in sports, Gary?
Well, spring football practice is over, but Alabama players already thinking about the summer and the fall and beyond and what they need to do to have another special football team. We'll have that story and new details on the Orlando McClain situation out of Decatur. Home Team Sports is next.
From the campus of the University of Alabama, live sports. From Alabama's sports team, this is WVUA Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Alabama sophomore guard Trevor Lacey has decided to transfer from the men's basketball program at UA and has been granted his release. That, according to Crimson Tide head coach Anthony Grant. As a sophomore this past season, the Huntsville native was the only player on the Crimson Tide to start all 36 games. He averaged 11.3 points and 3.8 rebounds per contest and led the team in assists at 3.2 and three-pointers made. He took 166 of them, made 62 this past season. During his 2 seasons at the Capstone, Lacey played in 69 games while making 52 starts, averaging 9.3 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists a game. He's the second player this month to announce plans to transfer. Senator Musa Gay will not be back for his final season of eligibility. So Trevor Lacey going to move on. Well, spring football practice at Alabama concluded with the A-Day game this past Saturday, but that counted as just one practice out of 15. There was a lot of work put in during the spring. And following A-Day, quarterback A.J. McCarron said there's much more work ahead in order for this team to meet its goals.
Just purpose. I mean, what's our purpose? I mean, why are we out here? I mean, what do we want our legacy, you know, the leaders of this team to be? I guess you could say that what leaders are, you know, what's the history of the leaders going to be? As in, are we going to let this team fall off the map, or are we going to, you know, succeed and have a chance to win another one?
Nobody's in it themselves. Everything is team effort. It's like I said, we look at it as when our number is called, we're going to make the play. We're going to make the big plays. If the game-winning catch, if it's the first catch of the game, it don't really matter to us. We just here trying to make plays to make this team better and move forward one day at a time to be the best players that we can be.
Moving on, the University of Alabama had the second most student athletes on the Southeastern Conference Winter Academic Honor Roll with 48. Kentucky ranked first with 49 student athletes overall. The Crimson Tide led the league's gymnastics teams with 14 honors. The men's basketball team led the league with 6 honorees. Alabama was third among men's swimming and diving teams with 14 student athletes on the list. The women's swimming and diving team had 11 honorees, and the women's basketball team added 3 more. The 2013 Palmer Cup teams for both the United States and Europe were announced on Tuesday. The Ryder Cup style competition for amateur golfers will be played June 7th through the 9th at Wilmington Country Club in Wilmington, Delaware. Alabama's Jay Sewell will serve as the USA's head coach. The 10-man team will feature 3 Crimson Tide golfers, with Corey Woodson, Bobby Wyatt, and Justin Thomas selected for the United States team. The trio led Alabama to the SEC championship this past weekend at the Sea Island Golf Club in St. Simons Island, Georgia. A city prosecutor in Decatur has decided not to file a motion to have bonds revoked from Orlando McClain's arrest, which will allow the troubled linebacker to come to Baltimore and start the Ravens conditioning program if he so chooses. After signing a 1-year deal with the Ravens on April 12th, McClain was arrested Sunday night in Decatur after police responded to a disturbance at a local park. It was his 3rd arrest in 16 months. He was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest because he was already out on bond following an arrest in January for violating the city's window tint code and providing false information to police. His arrest could have voided the terms of the bond, but the DA decided not to take that route. All right, they're dressed up in Colorado this afternoon for the Bear. Evan Gaddis, Braves catcher, but also to stay warm because it was 23 degrees at game time, but it didn't cool off Justin Upton's bat. Solo homer in the top of the first. 1-0, the Braves go out on top. Top second, Dan Ugla with a man on. Get that pitch out of here. Braves have not lost a game in which they've homered this season, so you started liking their chances. They're up 3-0, but the Rockies would rally. Down 3-2, former Crimson Tide shortstop Josh Rutledge hustles and beats out this infield single for a hit. It also drives in a run. We're tied at 3. But in the top of the 4th, Gaddis, known as the Bear, and he was a bear on that one. He got all of that. Solo shot to left center, 4-3. His fans are happy. Braves win it by that same final, 4-3. And tonight, in the second game of that day-night doubleheader, Atlanta is cruising 10-1, leading the Rockies in the 9th inning. That's a look at sports. We're back after this.